Our intro music. Please hold. There we go.
Ooh.
Harry met Minnie?
When Harry Met Minnie. I think Carol recommended it.
I'm reading different books.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let me start with saying good morning to all the people who are in the little Zoom boxes. So good morning, all the people who are here live. And hi to people who are watching afterwards and to people who are watching live. There's something really cool about live, which is like we who are here right now in this moment, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Now, if you're watching this on record, you also don't know what's going to happen, but it's different. Why? Why is it different for those of us who are here in this Zoom space where it's live, right? We're live. Hi. It's Saturday. This is a Saturday service. I'm Rabbi Brian. Let me do the intro part. Hi. Good. Why is this different for us who are here in the Zoom boxes than it is for you who are watching it afterwards?
We can't look ahead.
We can't look ahead. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen, but somebody watching this also doesn't know what's going to happen, but it's different. Why?
But we can influence
what's going.
We can influence what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. You all have an influence that the people who are watching it don't have. You have the. I'm going to say you have influence potential.
Yep.
You could influence what's happening. But, oh wait, Cousin Amy, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because if you're watching it after the fact,
yeah,
it's like last week's news.
Yeah, it's last week's news.
Right
it already happened.
Not you don't have that immediate reaction time. You can't.
Yeah. So thank you, Cousin Amy. So if you're just joining us,
that's okay.
What we're looking at is until
Alex,
you
can
join.
You unmute Brian.
I'm sorry.
And I must ask for sincere forgiveness.
What happened? What'd I miss?
Well,
I think Joe might have accidentally muted you.
That's cool. What point did you mute me? I don't think, Joe, you could have done any better. No, stop. Joe, hold on for a second. Because what you just did, consciously or not, was acting on your potential to influence what's happening.
Yes.
I'm not wrong.
That's a good way to look at it. I like that friend.
What I was just talking about, if you're just joining, is that if you just joined, you have no power over what has already happened. None of us have power over what happened. But unless you unmute yourself, you have no power, you have no potential to influence what's going on in this service. And if you're watching it afterwards, that's not to say that you still can't have a moving experience. You're just going to have a different experience than we're having because we're here live right now. So let me welcome everyone who's live right now. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Sari, Jocelyn, Janice. Hey, my daughter's awake. Hi, Annie. And Christina and Audrey and Arlene, Bruce, Jim, Betsy Ann, Charlene, Barb, Ellis, Patricia, Bob, Hugh, Carol, Emily, Maria, Harold, Mason, Jeff, Jess, other people I said good morning to. I'm glad to see you. Hi, Eileen. And I know my friend Ann is watching this afterwards. And a few people are watching this afterwards. So hello to all of them. Let's take a moment to just take a breath of air, I think. Does that seem like a good idea? Everyone in favor of taking a breath of air, do so. Yeah, okay, good. Nice democratic religious service we're running here. All right, we're here. It's live. And there is something exciting about live. It's that potential that it's not faded. It's much less faded. Like going to a ball game is much different than watching the ball game on TV. Being involved live, it's different. All right. So that being said, if anybody were more live, it would be me, because I have all these note cards in front of me, and I'm like, you're already off your game. That's not what you were supposed to be talking about this minute. So hooray for self-judgment. Good. So I'm going to start. Here we are. Here's my card to start with. I want to start with a little bit of review. Hi, people. Review without naming names. Now this I'm going to do a close-up on my face so you see my serious on this one. When I taught high school, I had a very strict policy. Very strict. You know me. How strict could it have been? But I had a policy. Come on, there I am. That if a kid fell asleep in class, which happened, right? Kids fall asleep in class, people fall asleep, it happens. If a kid falls asleep in class, nobody was to wake that child up in any rude way, right? Nobody was to shame that child. They're tired. And similarly, and names are not used because we're not embarrassing anybody. Something happened last week at and someone might have fallen asleep, because it happens. It just happens. So we're gonna let that be a thing.
All the time growing up.
I'm gonna move along. Okay. I'm like a can of worms here, so I am gonna move along for quick. Garb. Somebody last week was wearing a prayer shawl, a tallis, a Jewish fringed garment to the service, and I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to comment on that. This is not a traditional service, so what one wears to it is like you're all fine. But I thought it was cool. I wanted to mention that. Last week also we talked about pride. There was a little discussion on pride, and that was a you know how magnets can throw off metal objects from acting in the way that you thought they would? The word pride, boy, did that mess some people up. I don't even want to say mess some people up. Just the way that I used it. Anyway, I found out there are two different kinds of pride. I did not know that. There's pride in oneself and pride in one's actions, and that it's the pride in oneself can really trigger. So I wanted to talk about that. I want to ask a question, because somebody said to me, well, you asked everyone in small groups last week to talk about something they're proud of. And the question was, well, why didn't you just ask people, what are you looking forward to? Now, those are very different questions. What's something you are proud of? What's something you've done that you want to tell people you're proud of? And what is something you're looking forward to? Can you smell, like, do you see a difference in those two? Like there's a qualitative oranges and apples kind of difference?
Yeah.
Between what's something you're looking forward to and here's something that I'm somewhat proud of. How about I'd love to hear from somebody how I haven't heard. Anyone feeling super on the brave and want to participate who's never participated before?
I wasn't here last week. I wouldn't
That
mind.
counts. That's good enough, Jocelyn. Let's go for it. I'm feeling anxious over here. What do you got? What's the difference between the two?
Well, I mean, when you're something you're proud of, that's an accomplishment or something that you see. You have a sense of ownership over. But something you're looking forward to is very. I mean, granted, that's also something important. It's very forward thinking, but it doesn't really speak to anything you're taking ownership over, or
it's not personal.
It's just, It's just something that's going to be happening possibly in the future.
Okay. So there's no. Can I say there's no personal investment?
There probably is personal investment,
Okay.
but probably it hasn't been invested yet.
Okay. Someone else want to help us out on what's the difference between here's something I'm looking forward to and here's something I want people to know I'm proud of? And I thank you, Justin. I think you hit it. I think the biggest difference is teeth in the game, skin in the game, vulnerability. What's one thing you're looking forward to? I don't have to be vulnerable to tell you it's going to be dinner. It's not vulnerable. I mean, a little, maybe. No, it's not vulnerable. But one thing that I'm proud of, one thing that I wish you see my esteem for, that's a whole different thing. Okay, so wait, I wanted to ask a different question, actually, and I'm chickening out. Okay, hello, people. Hi.
Hello.
Last week, and I'm going to be vulnerable here because that's the part that I wanted to model, I guess. Last week, we did the small groups, and I said people into groups of 7, I think it was, and I said, tell everyone in the group one thing that you're proud of, one thing you'd like to be admired for. And it went as it went. And then when it was done, I asked everyone to come back, and I asked them on the show of on hands going up to the top being it was okay and the bottom being it wasn't. And it seemed from my vantage point like it went well as an exercise. From the question I asked for feedback and I got the response, yeah, it went well enough. And I found out afterwards that some people were it was really hard. And so I came up with I had people help me, but there's how I'm going to do it in the future is I'm going to ask to hear back from one person in each group, maybe, and ask that key person in each group what went on in your group and get some feedback that way. But I don't feel like I got feedback last week about the pride thing live in the service. I didn't find out about that until I talked with people afterwards. And a question that I have is, obviously, I'm special. I'm in the special little circle on the screen. I'm the guy running the service. So what is it about the great and powerful Oz that the group opted not to tell me that wasn't comfortable? Brian, Rabbi, dude? Some
people
really
probably don't feel it's comfortable to say it in front of everybody.
Oh shit! Yeah. So then, if you felt uncomfortable, why would you feel comfortable?
You a little uncomfortable, but some people are just
probably
some subjects are a little taboo.
I get it. I would have loved to have heard, hey, a member of our group was really triggered, and I don't need to know who, but just to get some feedback.
Yes, Andrew.
I didn't feel like I got the feedback from it, so I wanted to share that from.
Okay.
Anyway, I wanted to share my feedback from last week's service, going back the other way, and to ask, could you guys please be mindful? I'm trying to run a service that's interactive, and it works better when you if. I'm looking at all your faces. I'm trying to discern out how we doing. Al is nodding along. Carol gave but I'm gonna trust y'all. Okay, Aaron's doing a dance with a question. Go ahead, Aaron.
In outgrowth of our discussion last week, we had a situation where we were concerned about somebody.
Yeah.
And I already emailed you about this, but I wanted to mention it to the group of having. You want me to mention this now or some other time? The voluntary contact.
Yeah. So that's a great question. Aaron wanted to say is if people want to get in contact with each other in between meetings, in between things, how to do so? And my suggestion is we put together that Religion Outside the Box Clubhouse. And so, Alex, if you would put that link in the chat, it's like a public bulletin board. It's free. Everyone's welcome to go over there and exchange whatever other personal information you want. But it's a place where it's not live on the internet, so it will stay there after this service is over. Thank you, Aaron.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
Or you can put it in. I have sometimes done that, putting a name or email in the chat.
You can put something in the chat, but that disappears after the service. So if you wanted to find someone after the service, you wouldn't be able to find them in this chat.
Yeah, I also have a list of some people's contact information. So, if you want to add to that list, if you know you're on the list and you want to have me, give me an emergency contact number, I can add that to the list that I'm maintaining.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Joe, can you bring us over to all those dear ones whose hearts and minds we can join with in a little bit of prayer?
I would love to. We'll start with Abby and Frida, Marcus, Ezra Moja, Lee's mom, Carol, and we've been praying for her for a while, and she's kind of nearing the end. Christina's daughter, Singne, Helen Moss's friend, Mark, Lauren N., Victoria, Steve, Colleen, Courtney, Scott, and Theo, Amy G., Rita, April, Francis, who's home, yay, Margaret, Brandon, Carolyn, Flynn, Porter, Alex W., Nick, Maria, Michelle, another Mark, and Ron Braithwaite.
Well, thank you for putting all those names in. In the corner of my screen there on the bottom is a clock. When we get to 8:17 and 20 seconds, let's take 1 minute for silent prayer. Okay. A few follow-ups still on my review list. Godology, that was handled a few weeks ago. Link to it is going to be up in the chat. If it went really fast for you and you want to do all of that on your own, again, just to remember all the parts to it, the link to the Godology talk and to the five basic emotions and their distortions, that one's thick. If you want to re-listen to those are in the chat. I guess if you're watching this later, you can't find those in the chat, so we'll figure out how to fix that later. Interesting. In a minute, I'm going to be asking you if you have some reflections on Monday's newsletter, because I started that last week, and I said, hey, why don't we start a segment called Reflection on Monday's newsletter? So we're going to come back to that in a moment. So if you have something to say, you can share that. I was just thinking, that's funny. It's Hugh Donnelly, I was just thinking of you. And do you mind unmuting yourself? Because I want to ask you a question. Hi, Hugh. And I was just thinking of you about something, and let me just ask you this: what does that phrase make you feel like when I say, "Hey, Hugh, I was just thinking about you"?
Spontaneity. All right, godology.
We gotta.
That I would think. I'm hearing lots of background
That's
noise
good.
here.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
hoping...
okay. We had an open mic.
There we go. So do you know what it sounds like, Brian, when you say that?
Yeah.
It's like gold. It's like the best kind of music that resonates in my whole body.
I was just thinking about you, comma, insert name here. Thank you, Hugh. That was exactly and better than the answer I could have imagined you'd have. So I'm going to give you all a chance to give some gold. Take out your cell phone. Open up your email browser. Whatever you want. Words. You know what I'm saying. Get a thing. Get a thing that will help you contact another human being. Pick that random person who's... You probably already thought who that random person is. Pick that random person, and this all you have to write is, I was just thinking about you. That's it. Just thinking about you. Send it. And it's true. You were just thinking about them. It's lovely. Who snuck in more than one so far? Anyone send more than one of them so far? We're still on the first. It's not a race.
I haven't got my phone by me.
Okay, it's okay. We'll take an IOU on it, Joy. That's all right. It's not a requirement. Okay. Everyone good with that activity? I can't tell. It looks like you're all still looking off, so I'm going to give you let's take another 30 seconds to finish up that email. This is really just hacking the system, isn't it? Right? Like, hey, I'd like to feel a little bit better about everything. I know. I'll send a little note to someone telling them I was thinking of them. Da-ding! That was the sound of
I
little
like that.
Video game. Okay, we're done. We're done with that activity. Good job. I have a quote.
I liked what Hugh said.
You like what Hugh said? Say it to us, Emily.
Hugh, say it again about how it made you feel.
I would kind of love to hear how some of you remember what I said and how you may take it and express it in your own vibrant way.
Which just
Like
means
gold.
that Hugh has no idea
like
what he
gold.
was saying.
I
No,
like
no.
that.
Okay,
Well
no,
played,
really.
Hugh.
Emily, what did you hear Hugh say?
Yeah, when he hears that it makes him feel very good, really good.
Yeah.
He-
that I
he-
would think that all adults would enjoy knowing about God.
Wait,
three
who
parts of
just said
part
that?
one.
Somebody said something about God, but we lost the first part of the sentence, so I'm going to ask only that person to start speaking again
Two.
now.
Something called the Five Gods.
Oh,
And
that's
three,
me. That's an audio of
spiritual
me. Gosh darn it. Now that's weird.
It's from above. and
Somebody is playing a video of
Brian.
me doing the Godology talk. That was that's
Fantastic.
kind of like Inception. I don't know. Something weird just happened there where a recording of myself was talking to myself in my live service. I don't know what that means. Oh, but I do have a note here. I have a note.
Mysterious way.
A note about God that I want to share with you. Here it comes. Come on. God can only do so much about the worries before our eyes. What do you think? God can only do so much about the worries before our eyes. It implies something, doesn't it?
Yep.
And that's the part, because I don't actually say the other part. So what's the part that it implies? Oh my God, infinite me. Please help. There we go.
Okay, it implies
that he can intervene.
It implies that God could intervene?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It
might
does have
intervene.
an interventionalist deity at its base, which I'm not really I'm not hip to that, but that's all right. Yes, we're just taking it as a quote. Go ahead, Emily. I'm sorry, Betsy.
It implies that we have eyes, that we have free will.
Oh, yeah, it does imply that we have the choice to do something.
It implies that God's limited.
And it implies that God is seemingly chosenly limited. Yeah. Which is an interesting theology too. I'm a fan of God's limited powers. It's like separation of church and state and keeping all the branches of government from each other.
Like if God's not going to do something about what it is, then I have to do something about it.
That's another thing it says, Emily, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That God can't do all of it. Good.
God may be paying attention to things that we're not paying attention to.
Yeah. God might be paying attention to the sports games that I'm not paying attention to.
But then God is
Go ahead, Betsy. Sorry.
God is part of us too. So
yes.
So looking at that part of us that is.
So let me bring us. Yeah, good. I want to bring us to the us part of this. Please hold. I want to bring this to the us part of this. Last week, I gave you a homework assignment. I don't know if you remember it. Last week, I gave a homework assignment that when you heard someone laughing, see if you could laugh along. And I told the story about Annie drinking the apple cider off of the table and thinking that it was funny and me having a really hard time. Do you remember? Did I think I told that? Yeah. So what I realized was that and I knew this, that there's, it's not just, the assignment can't just be laugh along with somebody, because there's more steps than that. That makes it seem like all you have to do is flip a switch in your head and then all of a sudden you can start laughing along with someone. I realized that there's a step in between, which is first, listen and hear that somebody's laughing. And then 2, make a decision to laugh along. And then 3, do it. So you got to first notice it, then you got to make a decision, then you got to do it. And I thought about maybe we give out raffle tickets and prizes for first place winners. So I want to change this up. And next week, you're going to get a raffle ticket, but these are going to be special raffle tickets, and I'm going to show you why. This is not just an ordinary raffle ticket you're going to get. You're going to get this one, which is going to be the big prize raffle ticket. See, these are going to be special ones that are going to have the letters BP on them for big prize. And the big prize raffle tickets you get when you're able to say, I noticed that I should have been kind at that moment, but I missed it. Or I noticed that someone was laughing and I forgot to laugh along. Because I realized that we go up to just, you get full credit or no credit. And I want to give you the big prize raffle ticket when you missed. Because we need to be encouraged when we miss. That's exactly when we need the encouragement, is when because what happens when we miss? We often then take the next train to, oh, what an idiot I am. But really, it's that first step of awareness of going, oh, shoot, I was supposed to have laughed along. And so I want to incentivize that. So next week, you can get the big prize raffle tickets by failing in trying to be better.
Can I ask you to repeat the God quote, please?
Yeah, I'll go back to the God quote because this is confusing. Oh, wait. No. Wait, that was another part of it. Well, that was a different thing that I used to do. So, Joe, you get a sticker because I've fallen flat on doing this, which is you get a sticker when you ask when you don't understand.
Thanks.
You get a sticker, Joe. You get to pick the color of sticker, and I'll keep it right here for you.
Purple, of course.
Joe is getting this purple sticker. I'm going to put it right here. It's right there. This is yours. Okay. It's very hard to see, but it is there.
I believe you.
The God quote.
Yes.
God can
only do so much about the worries before our eyes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Homework for next week. We're all on board? Good.
When we fail to do.
When you realize that you're on the route towards that thing you're really trying to learn how to do, but missed it, let's celebrate that one for a week.
Yeah. That's not really a failure.
Ron.
But if you are conscious of that, it's not really a failure.
Totally agree.
Wait a minute.
Yes, see what you mean.
You succeeded in noticing.
Got more information.
Could that be the whole idea between the big prize? Could that be the hidden genius of this big prize that you're getting? You're getting a bigger prize now? Yeah.
Entrepreneurs usually consider failure just a stepping stone. They don't see it as a negative thing at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a swing and a miss. But we got another at bat. I got Bob and then Shmuley.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether we tend to look at when something is difficult for us, that we can ask God to take care of it, and then God takes care of it because we asked for it. And that I think that what the responsibility and the way I look at it is that I have been given the gifts that I need in order to accomplish what I need to accomplish. And it's up to me to accomplish that.
And, that's right. And it's up to God to give you the right tools at the right time.
I've already been given all of that.
Right. And so you can't fail, Bob.
Well, if I fail,
you Bob to fail.
If I fail at something, it just means that I either need to work at doing it over again and getting it right after I made a mistake and failed the first time.
Amen.
Or I chalk it up as a failure.
Yeah. But there's no, but Bob, I think what you got
later,
Bob, is there's a delightful lack of shame.
Yes.
A delightful lack of shame?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be shame in failure. That's the point. It shouldn't be a shameful thing. It's a learning step.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm sorry if I implied something different.
No, Bob. You and I are on the same page. You and I sometimes just say, and we don't think I think we're on the exact same page here.
Okay.
Yeah. Shmuley.
One thing that I learned from Maggie, my wife, is that she always had in her computer, no means next opportunity.
Next opportunity.
I applied to my life that if I try to do something and if I quote unquote fail by somebody saying, no, you can't have this or can't do that, or you can't achieve that, it's not a negative. It's just a next opportunity. I'll just look for another opportunity.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Christina.
Yes, I was thinking about prayer to answers, answers to prayer. I think God wants to involve us in the answer.
Yeah,
we will be part of.
Yeah, there's this. There's a whole theory that says that God's kind of like, it's boring being perfect, so God needs partners.
Yes.
Bruce, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, well, I think the thing about the pride issue depends on the source that we esteem. For example, the negative pride issue says, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The negative pride is that it all comes from us. I did it. Yay,
Right,
I'm me.
right,
I'm
right,
great.
right.
It all comes from
Yeah.
it's my ego. Whereas the good pride comes from, like Bob said, that we have been given the capacity to do things.
Yeah.
And so we're grateful for those capacities. And we don't, you ask any good writer or musician, they know that all their stuff comes from somewhere outside their ego mind. It comes from a higher mind. And so that's kind of like the two differences between the two prides.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to bring us back to in case anyone was wondering, producing your own religious service with the technology available, it's not that bad.
Thank you.
Time to do
I'm
something.
grateful you think so, Rabbi Brian.
I just make it look easy. That's what it is here. Time to do something called Reflections on Monday's newsletter. Anyone have a reflection on Monday's newsletter? Is there something that hit you about it that you thought, oh, I want to share with this beloved community? And if not, that's totally cool. It's a new thought. Okay, so I'm going to give it to you for next week. You have the same homework assignment. If something screams out at you during the service, during the week about the newsletter, and you really want to get on a soapbox about it, we've already heard what I had to say about it. So if you have something else to say about the subject, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember what was in Monday's newsletter.
Oh, Betsy, here's a secret. I don't read all of them. That's not true. I do read all of them. The last one was a chapter from my the upcoming book chapter. It was these snarky and fun, lighthearted responses to how to start your own religion, filling out the the paper.
Yeah.
It had a very big word in
That
it.
was priceless.
I
That was
loved
priceless.
that.
Well, thank you guys. Go.
What does obfuscation mean? That was the biggest. Yeah, obfuscation.
Oh, to make things less clear.
Obfuscation.
Obfuscation.
What do you spell it?
I don't know. It does. I wrote obfuscation. I don't know. I just made. But can I? Okay, hold on. So I'm going to share with you, dear people, because part of this is modeling. So I sent something to my literary agent again, and this is what she wrote. And I got this yesterday. She said, in back-to-back meetings today, read this in between. That's the link that I sent her. Thank you for being this beautiful book. I love it. It is wonderful. Back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yay.
So,
yeah.
Great.
So we will say, I will be truly like, I'm having a little bit of a hard time taking this in. This is hitting me.
Happens.
This is hitting me in, I thought, like in all the Disney princess movies, princess gets discovered and she's like fine with it. But I'm doing much more of the Moses track where Moses says to God, you want my brother. You got the wrong one. You want that guy. I'm having a bit of a imposter, like something's weird. So anyway.
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels It's awesome, and I get really, really excited, and I'm getting better at being practiced of staying in the excited part as opposed to collapsing into the anxiety. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about at all. No, I'm probably just talking to myself. Yeah. Okay.
Just swallow.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's a human characteristic.
So here I'm gonna give a little bit of a sermony thing. Here goes a little sermony thing. Hi.
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 People.
Hi.
The sermony thing is this is, you already know, an unparalleled, difficult time to be around. This is and we know. I mean, there's something extra heinous about knowing better, knowing other. We're having a really hard time as a society, like the globe society is having a hard time. And I don't care what, like, unless you are dissociated out your ass, you are being affected by this. And if you're dissociated out your ass, you're part of the problem. This is a really hard time. It just is. And glad handing it's not gonna. Yeah, there are wonderful things that have come out of this, and I love those. And I'm not taking anything away from those by saying it's also really hard. And I have this question, like, what can we do? And the answer, I really think the answer is a religious answer. And the answer is in religion, is in our connection. The answer to what ails us is in getting proximate to each other, nuzzling up on someone else's hard feeling and being in it together, not wallowing. And agathism, Athagathism, I think it is, agathism. It's the definition is, it's not optimism that everything is perfect as it is. It's that everything is trending good. And I'd like us to, if you can right now, hold on to that trending good. And knowing that things are it's not good right now, but we're okay right now. Are you safe right now? Remember, we all talked about that a long time ago in the pandemic, that we're safe and we forget it. We're safe right this minute. I mean, as safe as we've been for weeks. We're safe. And we can make a choice. And we can make a choice towards hope. We can make a choice. I told this is a little story of one person says to the other, "How are you?" He says, "Not good." "Well, why are you smiling so big?" "Because what's coming is amazing." What's it cost you for the next 30 seconds to think, oh, what's coming is amazing? And maybe you have to put that down 2 generations from now. And be proud of who they will become. But what's coming, we have a choice. I've told this story. We had a service about it last July. I asked my buddy Larry to help me because I had lost hope. And he said, "Brian, did you choose to call me?" I said, "Yes." He said, "It's that very same action of choosing is how you get hope." you choose hope. It is a decision, like an incision, like a cutting. It is a decision to cut out the opposite. It's a decision to cut out pessimism. It's a decision to be a little more vulnerable. So I'm asking you, and I'm going to take your silence to mean we agree. I'm going to ask you to hold out hope for a week. I bet you can find it. I found there's tiny little bits of bulbs starting to break through the ground and come up. And they're beautiful. It's exciting. To me, that's hope. Can we hold on to hope for a week? Yeah.
Yes.
And
yep.
Yeah, Bruce. And then go ahead.
There was somebody who said, I don't know, on the service a week or two ago, that hope was not anticipating something good.
Yeah, that was.
But hope was doing something because it's worth doing.
Yeah.
In itself.
That's it. Is that
Shmuley? I don't know who said that, but I really liked whoever said that.
It is the name of the person is not as important as what was said, but we'll give Shmuley all the credit. Shmuley, congratulations. Thank you for saying that. I don't remember. I apologize if that came off obnoxiously. I don't remember who said that. Bob, you have your hand up.
Yes, I think that reflecting on the past few years, that we can look at it from a very negative point of view, but from my perspective, that I think that I'm not sure that this group would have come together as it has without the pandemic that we've experienced, because I think that for me, that there would have been many other things that would have I would have involved myself in, and that I was very fortunate to have found this group, and I just don't know what what it would have been like without all of the things of the past. I look at it that, you know, I am privileged to have the opportunity to interact with you and with all the rest of the people here, and that's how I tend to look at it.
I love it. Okay, Carol.
Amen.
This is the walking the death of Thich Nhat Hanh. And he was asked the same question. How could he have lived through all that he lived and be so at peace? And he said, that's my practice.
Amen.
That's what I have to do every day. I have to come back to this sense of deep breathing in, breathing out, recognizing that my practice is to be centered and at home and at peace with whatever comes.
Thank you. And Carol, I'm bringing us to a Thich Nhat Hanh quote right now. Hold on, there it is. When you plant lettuce and if it does not grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You look for reasons it's not doing well. It may need fertilizer or more water or less sun. You never blame the lettuce. Yet, if we have problems with our friend or family, we blame the other person. But if we know how to take care of them, they will grow well like lettuce. Blaming has no positive effect at all, nor does trying to persuade using reason and argument. I think I might read that sentence again. Blaming has no positive effect at all, nor does trying to persuade using reason and argument. Really? That sucks. I love using reason and argument. Just understanding. If you understand and you show that you understand, you can love and the situation will change. If you plant lettuce, it does not grow well, you don't blame the lettuce. You look for reasons it's not doing well. It may need fertilizer, more water, more sun. You never blame the lettuce. Yet if we have problems with our friends and family, we blame the other person. If you understand and you show that you understand, you can love and the situation will change. You need, hey, I got some homework for everyone to try. How about not blaming other people? If we could all do that, can we try that? Come on, friends. Let's try a week, and we're going to go with Ron's notion that we can't actually fail. Okay, what are there? 48 of us online right at this moment? No blaming. Yeah. 48 people, no blaming for a week. Okay, let's make some rules. Maybe if you catch yourself and you were about to blame, but you don't, you get a bonus big prize. We got that. Okay. If you do blame, okay, what do we do in the case? What should we allow ourselves like 10 blames among the 40?
Make amends. If you blame, make amends.
Okay. If you get the amends in quick enough after the blame, or you make it sincere enough because you waited too long. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wait longer, you have to apologize more so. Yeah, Betsy and Baron, what'd you say?
I said, how about catching yourself quickly if you blame something or somebody?
Yeah. Okay, so so we're all going to try not to blame, but we also know that there's steps between 0 and 1, and we have to chunk it down. So we might blame someone, but let's apologize immediately if we do. Okay, we got 50 people on board on that.
And that's how we don't fail.
And that's how we don't fail. Yeah, Ellis.
That includes blaming ourselves.
Oh, no way, man. Come on. No, fuck that. That's... Let's do that in February. Can we do that in like a month or so?
No.
What? We're going to include that?
Yep.
What?
Does Al speak on behalf of the group there? How did you get this power? Are we all not going to blame ourselves for a week?
Oh, I only have power.
Al's soothing NPR voice.
No blame, including yourself.
Okay, so for advanced users only. Advanced users only. Go for not blaming yourself. We won't count the blame yourself against the group. How's that? Because that's really just What's the prize? Okay, what's the prize? Oh, here's a good question. I think you all know the answer to this one, but I'm going to ask it because I want you to answer it. What's the prize for spending a week not blaming yourself, or when you blame yourself, apologizing somewhat quickly, or if it takes a little bit of while, like being a real amends? What's the prize? What's the prize? What should the prize be? I think you already know the answer to that. What's the prize for not blaming yourself for a week?
More hope.
Did everyone else said wooden nickels? Was that?
No.
No.
I said your hope is lighter.
Oh, you're doing this for selfish reasons because you want your own life to be lighter.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with being selfish.
Okay, so
there's
let's
an answer
blame...
in the chat that says the prize is more space in your heart.
Yes.
I was really willing to send out wooden nickels, but if that's what you guys want for a prize, I mean...
You already owe me one for bringing Anne in.
Did I not send you wooden nickels, Jocelyn?
No.
That is wrong. That is wrong. I will fix that. I
am not blaming you.
No. I will send you I'm gonna make it up for you, and you're gonna get like 5-6 of them now.
Wow.
Anyone else want to claim I didn't send them wooden nickels?
Me.
Yeah. Speaking of sending you something, there it is. Hey, here's a phrase that I'm particularly fond of. Here it comes. Life is a shipwreck. We mustn't forget to sing in the lifeboats. Voltaire didn't exactly say that. Okay. He did it in French. So there's that. And this is a close enough translation. So I'm happy with it. Life is a shipwreck. We mustn't forget to sing in the lifeboats. Yeah?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anybody who wants to go the full Monty on that one? I haven't done this for a while.
What?
But I do have, hold on, not the full Monty. That
Full Monty.
No, no, you're thinking the wrong movie. Bad People. That's hold on.
I have a question about the wooden nickels. What are they made out of? Which kind of wood?
It's a good question, Bob. I don't have an answer to that. Life is a shipwreck. We mustn't forget to sing in the lifeboats. If you enjoy Religion Outside the Box in this service and the Monday newsletter, etc., please make a contribution, because that's how this works. I ask you to think about what you pay for Netflix, and this is a monthly subscription if you want it to be. If you give monthly at an $18 a week, $18 a month. If you give it an $18 a month level or higher, you can get one of these pins right there. See the little pin? It says Voltaire. It's really hard to read. There, it's shiny. It says Voltaire's Lifeboat Voluntary Band. Voltaire's Lifeboat Voluntary Band, because life is a shipwreck and we mustn't forget to sing in the lifeboats. Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much, merchandise. ROTB merch. That's the way to go. Announcements. I have those. Guys, I don't know why I panic about these services so much, because it winds up that I don't use my notes, but my God, but I don't think I think if I didn't do all this nutso preparation, that I wouldn't be able to go off the rails like we do. So I'm going to keep doing it. I do have a review. What's our homework assignments?
Don't blame.
No blame.
No blame.
Lifeboats.
Okay.
Monday newsletter.
Okay, not to blame. What else do we get?
Monday newsletter.
Think about the newsletter. As what's going out this week? Oh, I know which one's going out this week. This is good. It's about my watch. Other things that we talked about that you're going to be taking in mind?
Laughing.
Right.
I'm going to add in one that we talked about, was that failing towards success. Like that we need to welcome in our small failures and even maybe our big ones, so that we can fail towards success. Let me make a few anything else we got going on? Okay. Thank yous to all of you who show up. Thank you for those of you who are co-hosts, to Alex and to Joe and Maria and Al and Kip, and I'm looking at Hugh and anyone else who helps out. Appreciate it, really do. I'm gonna wave, blow a kiss, and ask you all to do something similar. Mwah. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.